Hi, welcome back to Guardian Angel Resin Creations. My name's Melissa. Today I'm going to be making a bowl, but it's going to be a little bit different. I'm going to also be making a tray at the same time, but I made this bowl yesterday and I just love it. So I thought I might show you how to do the bowl and also a tray. And this is actually what I'm using. I'm using, it's icing. It's hardened icing balls. So all I'm doing is just sprinkling them over the base. I've actually got it sitting on my heater mat because it is quite cold where I live. So let's pick that up so that it doesn't melt. And then we're just gonna spread it all out. Excuse me about the camera angle today. I'm actually just holding it because I'm going out and I just thought I would quickly do this and show you how I do it. So it's just, these are quite old, so they're dry. They're quite stale, so I won't be using them because I normally use them on my cakes for my grandchildren, and they're just getting a little bit too stale now to actually use. So I thought I would just be a little bit creative with them. So I've got an even coat on the bottom. There you go. So it's about an even. So all I'm going to do is just pour my resin in. I've just made it, so it's only been sitting for a minute or so. So I'm just going to give it a pour. Just until it's just full, and if I need to I will put some more of my little sprinkles in there. I've only made up 200 mils of A and 200 mils of B, and I just thought I would just see how I go with that, because this normally takes about 500 mils. So it's looking like I might not need too much more resin. So I'm going to fill it up as much as I can with my little sprinkles. And I don't think that my tray is quite even because it's fuller on one side than it is on the other. So I'm going to give it a bit of a spin. And what I'm going to do is, because it's on a heater mat, and because sorry about the angle, because it's not, doesn't quite fit on the heater mat, what I'm going to do is just every 2 or 3 minutes while I'm packing, I'm just going to just spin the mold around. So what I'm going to do now is I'm just going to poke all these little ones in. It'll get air bubbles, but that's fine. I will just come along and pop them. But in my little one yesterday, I didn't get too many, and it really doesn't matter if you get an air bubble in there. It adds to the character. So this is just going to be a serving platter for my grandchildren, for their parties and for cakes. I have got a food grade resin coming in the post that I will put on the top of it, just to be a little bit safer. So I think that that's okay. I will check it again in a second. I might need to take a little bit of it out, and I will see whether we've got enough left. Pop my stick out of the way. See if we got enough left of our resin. I've got a little bit left in here, so let's just pour some sprinkles into our little bowl and just see how we go. Because it only took, I made up 100 yesterday, and I made that, and I also made that. Just a little holder, little cup holder. So I'm just gonna poke that in there. Just give it a shake, get them all in there. I think this is just a little bowl mold that I think I probably bought off. It was either from the Riot website or Amazon. I only buy from Riot or Amazon. I find them easy. The Riot people are very good. I made a mistake on an order the other day. They rang within 5 minutes to let me know that I had made a mistake. So they're always very helpful. So I'm just going to put as many in there as I can. Just like, the more I put in there, the less resin I actually need to make. Today I'm actually using artist resin from referralCode. I'm just using, I've got a tiny little bit of that left before I try another brand. I found this a pretty good brand, and I think I got it off, I might have got this from Amazon, that one. Alright, so let's pick her up. It's looking pretty full. It's looking very yellow this time. So let's drop one. So we'll just see how we go. We'll give that a bit of a pour. You do have to give it a minute to get all the way down. I might need to make up the rest of my resin, and I will probably, if I have any left, of course, make guardian angels. So I'll be back. I'm just going to make up some more resin and I'll be back with you. Okay, we're back. I have mixed up a little bit more resin. Hopefully I haven't got too many bubbles in it. What I might do is pour a little bit by little bit just to try and get some of these bubbles out of it. I've mixed it actually a bit too far. Whoops. Mixed it a bit fast. So I should set that up there on my heat mat actually. And just give it a bit of a shake. Give the resin a bit of a shake down. It takes a little bit to get it down there. Put a little tiny bit more in. Then I'll debubble a little bit. I'm trying to hold the camera with one hand and resin with the other. So I don't care if it's got bubbles in it. It actually adds to the effect if it has the bubbles in it. I can feel them getting wet down there. A little bit of resin everywhere, so I'm going to get it all over my fingers. Oh yeah, see, I'll bring it down. You can just see it moving down there slowly. I'll pour a little bit more on over this side. Just slowly get it in there. I'll wipe that off later on. Get a bit of a move. You can just see it all pouring down the sides. And then what I'll do off camera is I will actually pick it up and just squeeze, because it's hollow on the inside, so I can just pick it up. I can just give it a bit of a squeeze and just make sure all that resin is all the way down the bottom. So it seems to be getting down there. I've got a couple of air bubbles in there. Yeah, there's a big air bubble down there, so I might just put a little bit more resin in it. You can see some bubbles coming up. And there was a big bubble there. That down a little bit. And then what I'll do is, when I've got all of the bubbles out, I will top it up with a little bit more of my little sprinkles, just to make sure it's on the bottom of it. And then poke them all in. Oops, I've not even got the camera on you. Poke it all in there. And I'll pick it up and give it a bit of a squeeze. So I will come back to you. We've got all our resin poured into the molds. So I've also done my little plate mold here, my bowl mold, should I say. And because I have a little bit of resin left over and it's my granddaughter's birthday shortly, I've actually made her a little unicorn. So I just sort of mixed that in, and I thought I'll give that a go, and if there wasn't enough then I'll top it up, but I skimmed a tiny little bit off the big one, so we'll just see how we go. I'll just continue spinning it around and getting rid of some bubbles, and then we'll be back for the demold. Okay, I've unmolded my bowl. It looks really good. It's got a couple of air bubbles down the bottom, but that's right, that's down the bottom. You can't see them. And the cake tray turned out really beautiful. It's got like a texture on the top of it. I think it's going to be lovely with birthday cakes on it, or even as a cheese platter. And we also have our unicorn, still a little bit warm actually, so didn't quite get the resin down to the tip, but that's fine. I will just file it down a little bit, paint it gold, and my granddaughter will just love it. So thank you so much for watching today. I really do appreciate it. Please give me the thumbs up if you like the video. If not, let me know. Let me know what I'm doing wrong. Thank you so much for watching. I am Melissa, and this is Guardian Angel Resin Creations. Thank you so much.